DJ J Book.
Hot 139 Columbia's #1 choice for hip hop and R&B. It's your family Sam. Y'all make sure y'all got it checked. Make sure you got it locked. Make sure you follow me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DJ_BSAM.
All right, guys. So I want to introduce you to DJ B Sam. What's going on, man? How's it going up here?
Oh man, it's good. I'm glad I got the phone call. Blessed to be here, man.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So today we just got a few questions and stuff like that to see what it's like from a different perspective from a DJ, because you know I do all the wedding DJ. You actually do stuff on the radio, man. You keep us live and stuff on the local radio station here. So just kind of got a couple questions and stuff for you here on your background, and we're just gonna rock out and go from there, man.
Okay.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so question number one, man. You know, what made you become a DJ?
Well, you know, I felt like that was one of those things where it was a calling. For one, I think as a kid, like the average kid maybe collected basketball cards, baseball cards, things of that nature. And for me, my thing was music. I had like me and 3 or 4 other guys, best buddies. What we would do is each week a new CD come out, or whatever, new tape, whatever that was hot to come out. Each one of us would buy a different artist each week, and we would trade them like baseball cards, or even double them like baseball cards. Now, the thing that happened, and I'm talking, this is probably like elementary, middle school, those guys stopped. I kept going and going and going. And I literally like I'm sitting probably on a museum of music.
Jesus Christ.
Just of my collection. Of just LPs, of tapes, of CDs, and like I could pretty much have my own Apple Music, my own Spotify. It can really go that deep. Probably I could probably go a good solid 2-3 months of listening to nothing but my music.
Oh, that is nuts. I mean, you got music and stuff sounds like for days. It sounds like you could probably hook up multiple parties, which is nuts. That is crazy.
Yeah, and you know, it's crazy when I really think about it, because for what I do now to thinking about when I was a kid, it comes full circle, because now I have interaction with a lot of these artists of stuff that I collected, and now getting an autograph, it's priceless.
Puts it on a whole new level. That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up. So out of the majority of the stuff that you have, so you pretty much can say that your content, you know, the amount of records and music and stuff you have, you can actually create a library that would rival some of these DJs that's been around for 20, 30 years.
Oh, I definitely agree. And I would say, like, the only thing for me, I feel like for the different types of music, there is the type of music that you DJ with, and then there's the type of music that you actually listen to.
Yeah.
You know, everything that you listen to, you're not really going to be rocking the party with. But if you want to have some things, and I believe every single DJ should be able to have something in their crate that throw the crowd off, be like, oh, I know he didn't. Oh, you taking it back. Oh, I ain't heard this in forever.
Yes.
And you get that reaction from the crowd is cool, because every DJ can play party rockers, but really what sets you apart is what's in your crate, how you playing it, how you mixing it. You know, it makes a difference.
That's what's up. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know, as a mobile DJ, we tend to kind of go right to the party bangers and stuff like that. So I can definitely agree with the fact that you have to have a well-rounded amount of music, because not every party's going to be the same, and you're not going to rock every party with the same exact music. So to have just a wider range of music, priceless. Definitely priceless. Definitely priceless.
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
I can go on and on. I would say that one other thing too, and which is really outside of just loading up equipment, rocking a party, is mixes. A lot of music that you don't play at parties, that you probably won't play at weddings or whatever you're doing, you can rock them out in mixes. So that's another thing too. That's a whole nother avenue for DJs to really sell and, you know, make yourself great or better.
So tell me, what's the difference and stuff between, because I know you actually do some mobile gigs and you're actually here on the radio and everything. So what are some of the differences between actually DJing on the radio and actually going to do like a wedding or a party or anything like that?
That's a good question. When you DJ for the radio station, you have to have the mindset of what the radio station plays. And having that mindset is like, okay, if I'm going to DJ for Hot 1039, that means I have to make sure that I don't go back way too far, that I keep within the timeline of what they play, which is mainly new, current, popular with a little bit of throwbacks.
Guess what? We're gonna do the same again tonight.
So you gotta have that mindset. So when you DJ at the radio station, the first thing, the main thing, the most important thing, it all has to be clean music. And I say being in radio, of course, like the average person, you wanna hear the foul language, the club edited versions. But I would say this, from experience, you can go much farther with your crates having clean music than club music. It just sets you apart of being able to play a little bit more places that actually might even pay more than the club gigs.
And so when you do some of your mobile events, like how do you have to change your mindset from coming here, doing the radio station, and then having to go and make sure you're catering to everybody at this particular event that you're partying or that you're DJing for?
I got you. Well, one of the things I like doing, and for instance, even next weekend I have a wedding I'm doing 2.5 hours away. I like making it a little bit more personal, or even asking them, hey, what type of music do you like? You know, or especially with weddings, what kind of songs that you guys, what's the song that's sentimental to you guys? What's your favorite type of music? Is anything, and main thing, anything that you don't like? Because that's the last thing you want to do, is play stuff that a couple don't like at their wedding.
No! God, please, no! No!
It's more just getting personal to find out, hey, what's in your phone? Hey, what do you like to rock with? And you take that information and you take your normal songs that you rock with, kind of combine them together, and it makes it more personal for each and every client. So for me, if I'm doing a wedding, if I'm doing a party, or even just a club gig, I just want to have the mindset of kind of what I'm going into before it happens. Kind of like a quarterback. You already see the play happening before it happens. I feel like DJs should already have the mindset of what you want to play long before you even turn on the equipment at the spot.
So you would have to say that most parties and stuff like that, the DJ is probably the most intricate, the most important part of the actual event, because you know, without us guiding the party, it's pretty much chaotic. You just kind of just throwing on music. They could do that with their phone.
Yeah, see, that's where it gets interesting, because I feel like as a DJ, well, you know, and I think it's levels to DJing, because my gosh, like, there are cats here that are way better than me, and then there's cats that I could probably go even toe to toe with, but that just comes with years and years and years of experience. But I feel like this, what sets everything apart is the actual DJ and the atmosphere that you create for that event. Is pretty much like your job. Your job is pretty much make everything happy. You gotta make those clients feel fantastic, and you gotta make sure, like, when they go in that building, like, you are getting probably one of the most best nights or best parties that you ever gone to. And that's what keeps you working versus just sitting.
That's true. That's true. I couldn't agree more. So I heard you say that, you know, there's levels of competition and everything, or just levels of DJing, which comes with practice. I saw on your Instagram and stuff that you use turntables. I mean, is there a preference between CDJs, controllers, and turntables? Like, what's your preference, and why would you pick one over the other for different types of functions?
I got you. when I first started DJing, the first person that put me on, or at least when I was really serious about jumping and making that jump, I seen him on Turntables. And I felt like, for me, I knew that hip hop started in the Bronx in the 70s, and really it all started with 2 turntables and a mic. So for me making this jump and realizing how important DJing is to the culture, I wanted to start off with 2 turntables. And let me tell you, those 5 or 6 years, me not knowing any better, I had everything in this big, huge coffin. I mean, that thing was huge. It had 2 wheels on it, but for about 6 years, I was breaking my back, literally, carrying that thing around in the most craziest places that I could have easily used a controller. I'm like, nope, I'm rocking out with turntables. I was stubborn.
Yeah.
And it was really, honestly, until about 6-7 years of just going hard that my techniques was like, hey, listen, we're not up to date. You're going to have to take it easy on us. You might want to reconsider doing something else or buying some more turntables. And I was like, you know what? I made this mistake. I went to Guitar Center with a good friend of mine, Prince Ice, and I was like, man, listen, I just want to get something small to rock out gigs so that I don't have to carry turntables all the time. And of course, he was like, man, let's go. So we go up there, and of course, instead of me buying a $200 or $300 controller, I got peer pressure buying like the most expensive controller there. So it was like it was the SX2 at the time, the Pioneer XX2.
Okay.
And it spoiled me because I'm gonna tell you, even though it was much more portable and lighter to carry, it was just crazy to me that I don't have to worry about needles no more. I don't have to worry about records no more. I don't have to worry about an additional mixer no more because my fader was going in and out. Either I had problems with the needle or even I had to replace record. I don't have to do any of this stuff. All I have to do is lay this bad boy down on the table, plug it in, and just go. And that was just beautiful to me. So I ain't gonna lie, after that, I really put my main squeeze, my 2 turntables on the side, and I was rocking out with that crazy $1,000 controller for about 4 years. And going hard with it 4 years, it was like, okay, it's time to go back.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back.
I decided to go back to turntables, honestly, because I really missed it, and I realized, here's the thing that I noticed between controllers and turntables. Controllers are nice and portable, but you don't have full control of mixing your music on a controller versus on turntables. And I felt like I was almost kind of cheating myself when I was mixing, because the mixer was doing a lot of the things to make it easy to mix, but I wasn't doing it myself. And I kind of missed doing that work, so I decided to go back to turntables. And so far, like, I am a little bit like choosy now, because I'm like, small gigs, oh, you getting a controller. Big gigs, okay, I'll pull out the turntables. And I like having that balance between the two, you know. So for me, I think a great starting off, if you're really serious about DJing, there's nothing wrong with starting off with turntables. And there's nothing wrong with controllers. I actually love them both, and I think each one of them serve their purpose. Now, when you really start talking about competing and battling, which I'm not really, that big on, I'm just more of like, I just want to hit some good music. You got to go with turntables when you get up to that level. I mean, it's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I feel like a lot of the DJ culture really kind of badmouth controllers, because there's so many controllers out there. Like, you can literally take your iPad and put an app and have a DJ software, and you can plug your auxiliary cord and you're actually DJing. Then there's actually small controllers like the Wegos that are really small, really portable, that allows you to rock a party. You can even do those in the club. And then you got the big dogs. But I feel like every controller serves its purpose of what you want to do and how you want to do it.
I agree. Now, of course, I've never had any of the turntables. I've actually tried on turntables, but I have not had any practice on turntables.
I got you.
Most of my stuff is on a controller. I use a Pioneer DDJ SX2, the one that you said that you had stuff for.
Cool.
But I just always been fascinated by just the mixing and scratching and stuff about it here, and so I kind of started there, and I'm kind of wanting to work myself up to trying to get some turntables and be able to do it. It does feel like a little bit of an overwhelm. It feels like if I get out there and I mess up, like it's crazy. But I mean, I know that comes with all the years of practice and everything that you had to do. Same thing that I would have to do and stuff here. With that said, with everybody using the controllers and everything like that, what do you think about what they call the push button DJs, the ones that just push one button, stand back, or they go out to the crowd and do all this stuff? Is that really considered DJing, or are they more like an entertainer?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, and I would actually, crazy thing, and show my age, I don't care, but like last year, I had a situation where my high school 20-year reunion thing came up, and I just really didn't know who was throwing it, didn't know who was behind it, but I was like, hey, listen, I'm very interested in DJing the high school reunion. And come to find out a week later, another guy in my same class, I never knew him, was a DJ as well, but his type of DJing was really just setting up a computer, having a nice little sign, having a microphone, and literally just pressing a button on his computer and music coming out.
Bitch, what?
And I'm out here mixing doggone Mary J. Blige and ODB and I'm mixing up all kind of crazy stuff. So I may call them karaoke DJs. I don't know. You try not to badmouth them because I feel like if their job is to mainly entertain the crowd and push a button, I feel like that's more of a host versus a DJ.
I agree.
And I feel like a DJ, your job is to play all kinds of music, and ain't but so much you can do by pressing a key on your computer.
I totally agree with that. In the mobile DJ world, there's a lot of different styles of DJs, or what we would call DJs.
Yeah.
You've got your people who stay behind the booth, mix the music, make the party great. Then you've got your guys who push the button, go out and talk. They make their party great too, but that's more of like the entertainment side of it. That's more of a stage in a way.
Absolutely. And I commend them, because I tell you, I'm an introvert mainly. So for me, if I'm behind the booth and I'm DJing, I'm letting out everything that I got going on or what I'm thinking into the music.
Right.
So I'm not real heavy on the mic. So I commend, that part of it. But it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh, you're a DJ when you're really pressing a button.
Right. I heard you mention something about age and stuff like that, about your age and stuff like that. And I really don't think that there's an age cap on a lot of the DJs, as long as you're great at what you do. I mean, I've seen some cats go all into their 60s and stuff and still DJ. So in your opinion, how long should a DJ be a DJ?
Ooh, boy, that's a touchy one, because I feel like I'm gonna have to just think about hey, I'm thinking about McDonald, Janet Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire. They've been out since the 80s. And you know what? They're still making music. They're still dropping albums. And they're still touring. And I feel like the cool thing about that is not only are they selling out arenas and still selling albums, but their fan base stayed with them throughout the years. And, you know, I feel like life grows, but you can never outgrow your craft. So it's like, for me, I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna be 85, 95 years old, rolling up in a wheelchair, you know what I'm saying, mixing. I just see that going down. Now, it might not be in a party atmosphere. It might be just for my own good, but I feel like that part of, if I'm still breathing, I still want to be doing my craft.
Right.
Whether it be 45, whether it be 55, 65, 75. So absolutely, you know, there are those, like, you know, it's kind of hard to be 40 years old and DJing in college bars, because that, I feel like that time is left. But there's still people that, there's still venues, there's still events out there for people in your age that you can still rock to. And really, honestly, the older you get, the better you're supposed to get.
Older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
It's the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
She blacker than a too.
So the more business you're supposed to get. So how can you stop? Like, it's hard for me to stop. Like, I would have to literally not be able to walk, not be able to talk, not be able to move physically to stop DJing. So yeah, like, I'm telling you right now, 100-year-old, if I'm 100 years old, B Sam, straight, I have to call myself DJ Gravy Sam, but I'ma still be rocking.
See, you hear that, guys? No cap. There's no cap for how long a person should be DJing. As long as it's still your passion and you love music, why not? You should be able to mix for as long as you are able to. Hands permitting, feet permitting, legs permitting, mind permitting. Why not? Still get on the tables. A 100-year-old DJ. I've seen it already. So check this out. If we had to give one tip or one saying, one thing that they should learn or they should know before they get into this business, what's one tip that you would leave them?
Yeah, it's hard to do just one. But I think one of the most important ones, at least in this radio and DJing business and everything that I do, is to always remain humble. I mean, it's crucial, because this gift that we do, it wasn't given to us, it was passed down to us. So as you pass it down to somebody else, you will want them to pass it down to the next generation,
right.
the next generation, the next generation, and keep that culture and keep that drive, keep it still being what it is. And it's a beautiful art form. DJing, mixing, music, overall, man, it is a beautiful art form. And if I can leave this place with anything to say about DJing, is I just hope it gets better and better. But you gotta remain humble, because there's always somebody better, and there's always somebody a lot worse. So you just have to just take it as a grain of salt and just keep it moving.
I'm glad you said something about somebody, there's always somebody better. So who does DJ B Sam look up to as a DJ?
If you want to go up there.
Up there. Who's? What's your Mount Rushmore? What's your top four?
I will probably say Jazzy Jeff, DJ
yeah.
Jazzy Jeff. Like, I seen him a couple times, but I just like his whole style.
Yeah.
I mean the style of music that he plays and how he plays it, man, it's a beautiful thing to see. And he's not even heavy on the mic. I don't even think he don't even talk on the mic.
He doesn't.
You know, and he doesn't need to. I mean, the way the dude plays. Radio-wise, I would probably have to say Kid Capri.
Okay.
That's another, like, super dope heavyweight. That the thing that I impressed with him more so than Jazzy Jeff is he's more of an entertainer of a DJ. You know, he actually does talk. He actually does hype up the crowd. Mm-hmm. So for seeing that happen and the way he mixes and the projects that he's done, man, I'm just like,
mad props.
Yeah. And I would go with them too. Like for as I look up to, at least locally, at least here at this particular radio station, there's two DJs that I'm great friends with, and there's actually more that I look up to. But the main two, I'll probably have to say DJ Prince Ice, because like the thing about him. It's kind of crazy to me, one of the benefits of having this job. I grew up in this area. So a lot of the people that are still here are the people that I actually grew up when radio was radio. It wasn't no iPods. You had a tape, CD, or radio to choose from back in the day. Like, that was it. And radio was like, Big DM was the jump back in the day.
You're right about that.
It was like, that was the thing, and I mean, like the music be so good, you just be looking at the radio sometimes. Like, so it's really a blessing to be here and be able to interact with some of these cats that were like superheroes to me on the radio station when I was growing up. So me and Prince Ice, we have a pretty much like. We're best buds, man. Like, I soak in advice from him. I still learn tricks of the trade from him. You know, he can probably still, like, he can still beat me on his best day. But it's just nice to learn from somebody that's really seasoned and experienced. And I'm talking, if you really think about it, you know, imagine going to work for 20 years and doing nothing but DJing every single day. You know, your skill level
is nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So to be able to do that, and he's been doing it for that long and then some, and a lot of these people around this building have, it's just great to be able to learn from some of the people that were in the game in the 80s and the 90s and really just, you know, soaking it in from them. Because I would love to, there's another set of people that's behind me that I would like to, you know, share, help out, and do things with. So I would say Prince Ice and Big G. He's a guy that he used to mix 5 o'clock on Hot, but now he actually moved over to the Big DM. He uses nothing but a controller, but what he does with that controller
awesome.
is like a scientist. He is like literally a digital scientist.
Right.
So to be able to just soak in from him and do the things he does on a controller, I mean, it's amazing. Like he's probably one of the few people that I see do what he do on a controller. And I'm literally like, if you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of a controller, I'm pretty sure you can figure out a way to do it. So those are the Jazzy Jeff, Kid Capri, DJ Prince Ice, Big G locally. Those probably be our top 4.
That's what's up. I know all those guys, man. Those guys are amazing DJ artists. I actually went to go see Jazzy Jeff in person too. I had to check that one off the bucket list. That was a must see. And I definitely want to talk to Prince Ice and just get some. I would just love to know some just backstory and stuff with him. I bet you he's got crazy stories.
Oh, he got stories to tell for days. I mean, you have to have the film loaded up tight. Cause I mean, even just we could be randomly talking, and he was telling me about when he went on tour with Run DMC.
That's crazy.
You know, he was telling me about how LL Cool J was on the stage, and just hearing that, it's just like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts. So lastly, one of the last questions that we want to ask here is, so what are one of the biggest perks about being a DJ? What are the things that you benefit the most from being a DJ? Maybe something you receive, maybe the recognition you get, maybe your social status, maybe whatever it may be. What is the biggest perk of being a DJ?
I can have a bad week, a bad day, bad whatever, and I can go to a gig, and I know if I made that room feel better, makes me feel better. So that's really, I feel like I'm giving them a gift for whatever they got going on. They're going to stop and they're going to have a good time. And seeing people have a good time by music selection that I'm doing makes me feel better. That's my whole drive of DJing.
What's crazy about that is most people don't realize that that is where the passion comes from. When we do what we do and people are happy and stuff about it, that's where we get our highs from. That's where we know that we killed it and stuff like that. So that's crazy and stuff that most DJs, some DJs actually don't think like that, but most DJs do.
Yeah, that's my passion, man. Like, you know, you can't take away being able to do something good,
Right.
for somebody else. I mean, it is absolutely priceless. And the thing about it too, I don't want to go too long-winded with it, but I feel like out of all the things that DJs do, weddings are my most profitable, but I would say that is the most memorable, because I went to an event 2 weekends ago for the radio station, and a bride that I did her wedding probably about 7 years ago pulled me to the side and was like, "You remember me?" And I knew her name just like that, and just be able to see her smile and know what I did for her in that wedding, man, I'm like, yo, this is the greatest job in the world.
Yep.
It's the greatest job in the world. So that's my thing. That's my drive. That's my passion, to be able to create joy for other people.
Well, that's all the questions we got for B Sam, man. And you know what? You guys can leave some comments and everything down in the comment section and everything below, and I can definitely shoot those over to him if you guys have any comments. Leave me just anything what you thought about the interview, and we're gonna let this man get back to work. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to get that money. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys like the video. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And hey, make sure you ring that notification bell, because you don't want to miss out on all the hotness that we got going on the channel. Follow me on my social media pages, as well as I'm going to link B Sam's social media down low as well. And we out of here, man. If you don't know, now you know. Peace, guys.